longer, but
Okay.
okay. Art critic. Criticism focuses on two issues. First, whether the value of an artwork is intrinsic to the work. Okay, so criticism and focuses on whether the value of the art is intrinsic to the work. And second, whether judgments about the artwork's quality are objective rather than rather than merely a matter of taste. So that's saying that you're being objective about something. So like, I think about even like fashion, like you're being objective about this is in fashion, not just like, oh, well, I prefer purple over red, so I'm going to write a bad review.
Yeah.
These issues are related. So we're introducing a premise for if an artwork's value is not intrinsic, then it must be extrinsic. I don't even know what that means, but okay. And thus judgments about the quality of the work can only be a matter of taste. Wow, we have a lot of conditional reasoning going on in there. What is our conclusion?
That judgments about quality of work can only be a matter of taste.
So how did you decide between this and these issues are related?
Honestly, I didn't even consider that for a conclusion.
I just did because I'm really big. I don't always use indicator words. The indicator words that I use religiously are for, since, and because.
Okay.
Because they introduce a premise, not because it's going to be for sure our main conclusion, but I know that this is like saying these issues are related because this.
Okay.
But I think you're right. But why is one, if we look at this, why is one the conclusion and not the other?
So because the sentence that you outlined is,
we use these issues being related to support the idea that judgments about the quality of work can only be a matter of taste, right?
Yeah.
We use this as support. We could say judgments about the quality of the work can only be a matter of taste because the issues that a critic focuses on are related.
Okay.
So why does this support not add up to our conclusion? Why can we not say that judgments of the quality of work can only be a matter of taste? And what does only introduce?
Only is introducing a necessary condition.
Yep. So if we have judgments about the quality of work, that means that it must be a matter of taste. Why can we not conclude this from our support?
So when I initially read the argument, I was thinking about there's two issues. The fact that it said it's two issues, I thought, well, maybe there's something else that it can be judged on.
Okay, so let's look at this, our support once more. Hi, Nikki, we have this question and once more, and then we can talk about what you want to talk about for my office hours.
Is your name Yomira?
Yes.
Yomira.
Yomira. Nice to meet you, Yomira.
Right, Yomira?
Hi. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so what does if introduce?
A sufficient condition.
Yep, so if an artic's value is not intrinsic, so if it's not intrinsic, then it must be extrinsic. And so what do we know about intrinsic? Well, we just know that it focuses on two issues, right? The value of the work whether the value of the work is intrinsic to the work, and second, whether the judgments of the work, therefore, sorry, I confused myself for a second. Whether judgments about the artwork's quality are objective rather than merely of taste. These two issues are related, for if an artwork's value is not intrinsic, then it must be extrinsic. And so we say that whether the value of an, okay, so we say above here where it says criticism focuses on two issues. First, whether the value of an art is intrinsic to the work. And then we say that these issues are related, for if it's not intrinsic, then it must be extrinsic. And so then judgments about the quality of work can only be a matter of taste. Well, why, if something's extrinsic, must it be a matter of taste?
Yeah.
And so when we read this question, it says the art critic's reasoning, so we're focusing specifically on the reasoning, is most vulnerable to the criticism that it takes for granted. So what does the art critic assume here? If you're going to, what is some like assumption are we making?
That if something is not intrinsic, then it's only a matter of taste.
Right. But that's the obvious. I don't want to say obviously too obviously, because that's the conclusion we come to. But what are we assuming about extrinsic, whatever extrinsic is?
We're assuming if it's extrinsic, then it's only a matter of taste also. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. What answer choice did you say for this?
What did I say? Oh my gosh. I think I said A.
Okay, go ahead and read A.
Judgments about the quality of an artwork are always a matter of taste.
Okay, so do we assume that the quality of an artwork is a matter of taste? That's our conclusion.
Yeah, I think it is saying that.
Well, but our reason, like the problem with our reasoning is not the conclusion. You picked the answer choice that is literally the conclusion.
Okay, so we have to be looking at the premises supporting that.
Like, why do the premises not add up to this? And you,
Okay.
because like, do you see how it says the artic's reasoning?
The reason
Where you did, like, I mean, technically you did pick an assumption. She's like, well, they're assuming that conclusion because.
Okay.
So let's look at B. People sometimes agree about judgments that are only matters of taste. We don't assume that.
We don't know that.
What about C? Judgments about extrinsic value cannot be objective.
I think that probably could be the answer.
I like it only because it's the only answer choice that even has. I know we're making some assumption about this extrinsic value.
Yeah.
Let's go on to D though before we come back to it. D, judgments about intrinsic values are always objective. That's not the problem because we're not talking about when they are intrinsic.
Yeah.
And then E, an artwork's value is sometimes intrinsic to it. Well, yeah, that's just clearly.
Yeah, but that's not what we're
the
looking for.
problem. So
Yeah.
this would be an example of when I would get to the correct answer just by eliminating the wrong ones.
Yeah.
But why is this one right? Well, we say that whether judgments about an artwork's quality are objective rather than merely matters of taste. So even though that we were saying that they assume we were saying that they assume that they are merely a matter of taste. This is just saying the other part of that premise, which would be the same
Yeah.
that we were saying before.
Okay.